Welcome to Game Face Ohio, presented by Astro Lanes. Today, the Perry Commodores travel here to Ottoville to take on the Big Green of Ottoville High School. The Perry Commodores last played on Saturday, a doubleheader against Ada. The Commodores had a split. They lost the first game 3-10 and then rebounded in the second game for a 12-0 5-inning victory. They enter today's game 5-9 overall. Meanwhile, the Ottoville Big Green, they're looking to break their losing streak. They have lost their last 7 games and enter today's game 4-10. They are also 0-2 in the PCL. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Todd Utrup. Well, despite tonight's game being a non-league game, the game does hold significant importance as both teams are looking to get on a hot streak with sectionals just around the corner. But before we start talking about tournament possibilities, the Perry Commodores are still in the running for the Northwest Central Conference title. Perry's only been able to get in a couple games, so they have several games left, and those are obviously due to rainouts and some reschedules that they still have to play. Ottoville has also had only a handful of league games in, as well. As I mentioned, they're 0-2. They've also had a lot of rainouts, such as yesterday with their PCL game with Fort Jennings was rained out. So they have some hope, but obviously 0-2, they're already in a hole. So here we go with the top of the first. On the mound for the Ottoville Big Green will be Jordan Schimler. He will be facing off or pitching to the leadoff man for the Perry Commodores, and that's Tanner Hunt, and that's strike one. There's strike two. And if we have a quick moment here, we'll take a look at the batting order after the first batter. But after Tanner Hunt will be Jesse Stevens and Bray Bittner. 1-2 now the count to Tanner Hunt. Catcher batting leadoff for Perry today. Schimler pitches it high, so it'll be 2-2. Here in the top of the first at Ottoville High School. So now we are in a 3-2 count. So here's the payoff.
Telephones.
Ball put in play, gathered up by the first baseman. That is Greg Rue. That'll be out number 1 for Perry. So now we'll take a quick look down the Perry Commodores batting order scoring position for. We just saw Tanner Hunt batting leadoff. He's followed by Jesse Stevens, then Bray Bittner. Trevor Wallace is playing center, followed by Drew Smith in left. Andrew Gibson's on the mound, and Seth Ewing at second. And batting 9 today is Ben Sanders. So here's Jesse Stevens for Perry High School with 1 out here in the top of the first. Count now 1-1 on Stevens. Stevens takes that one, ball 2. Swing and a miss by Stevens. And 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Schimler. That'll be outside, so the count will be full. So Schimler taking the first 2 batters to a full count here today. And there's a strikeout for Schimler. That'll send Stevens to the bed. So here will be Bray Bittner, the first baseman for Perry. Blair fires the ball over. Swing and a miss by Bittner. Jordan Schimler, the anchor thus far for the Big Green this season. He has pitched 23 1/3 innings. Has a respectable ERA at 2.4. His record is 3-2 on the season. There's a ground ball to third base. It's scooped up and fired over to Rue at first, and that will do it for Perry here in the top of the first. Wares will be back.
Our dad used to say, when you work hard for something, protect it.
That's why he got nationwide insurance more than 30 years ago.
We're still with him today because no matter what changes in our lives, whether it's starting a business or building a house,
Having kids or buying a car.
with an on-your-side review from Nationwide Insurance, we get the coverage we need at the right price for us.
The Fort Jennings Telephone Company has provided quality telephone service to northwestern Ohio since 1908. We now offer many different services, including local and long-distance phone service, cable television, and high-speed internet. The Fort Jennings Telephone Company offers all of these services with the convenience of one monthly bill. Contact us at 419-286-2181 or visit us online at www.fjtelephone.com.
Entering the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here between Perry and Ottoville. The men in blue for today, Bob Usler is on the bases. And behind the plate is Dan McMillan. So leading off for Ottoville will be Matt Honeyford, Cody DeLong, and Jordan Schimler, the pitcher. Going down the rest of their batting order, Schimler's followed by Aaron Weary, who's catching today. Then Dustin Markward, who is in left. Ty Turnwald is waiting on the mags in center. Kyle Karhoff is the designated hitter for the right fielder today, Derek Schimler. And Gray Rue is at first base. Coaches for today, Perry's head coach, John Shively. And for Ottoville, it's Tony Castronova. So here is Matt Honeyford batting for Ottoville. He is facing Andrew Gibson. Matt Honeyford is the leading hitter for the Ottoville Big Green in terms of batting average. He hits a shot down the line, and that's going to be a fair ball. He'll take a big round, look at second, and the Commodores get the ball back in quickly, so Honeyford will be limited to the single. As I was saying, Honeyford batting .429, so that'll creep up just a little bit. .429 on the season. So Cody DeLong, the third baseman for Ottoville, will be up. He gets his signs from Tony Castronova at third base. We'll see if the number 2 hitter, which traditionally would be putting down the bunt here in this situation, we'll see if he does that. Gibson gets his sign. He comes over to first for the pickoff, not in time. Gibson gives a check over to Honeyford at first. Now he comes home. There's a swing, double play opportunity. They do get the out. No, they're going to be calling him safe there at second base. Good job that time by Matt Honeyford to hustle down and beat the throw. Credit DeLong with the fielder's choice, as the third baseman had the play at first, tried for the double, was just a little bit too late there. So now it'll be up to Jordan Schimler. Jordan batting respectable .293 on the season. He does have 8 RBI for the Big Green, which puts him in second in that category for his team. He takes a ball low, so 1-0 will be the count. And unbeknownst to us, we do have a third umpire here today. We'll see if we can track that name down at some point. Gibson comes set, gives a quick look. Now he will bring it home. That'll be ball 2 for Schimler. 2-0 the count now on Jordan Schimler. .3-0 now the count. Perry can not afford to load the bases here with nobody out. It'll make it extremely tough to avoid some damage. So we'll see what Gibson brings here on the 3-0 count. Odds are Schimler should be taking this pitch. And there's a strike right down the middle. So everybody did their job on that pitch. 3-1 now the count. Here's the 3-1 delivery from Gibson. Schimler puts a drive into it. It's going to reach the left center gap. 1 run will score, and that will be the only run, obviously. And so Schimler with the single and the RBI, obviously. So now we have runners at first and second as Schimler gets his jacket, which is typical in Ohio spring baseball with the temperatures as low as they are. The pitchers need to keep their core warm. So pitchers are permitted to wear the jacket. So stepping to the plate for Ottoville with runners on first and second will be Aaron Weary, the catcher. Weary batting .279 on the season. So Gibson will step onto the rubber, get his sign. He'll probably, so he comes set, gives a quick look there to second. Weary takes it, so 1-0 now the count. There's a ball that gets away from the catcher. It'll go all the way to the backstop, so the runners will advance. It's 2-0 now the count to Weary. He'll go back from the windup now. That'll be a called strike. So 2-1 the count here on Weary. We have nobody out in the bottom of the first. Time is called. Weary will get set back in the batter's box. Gibson now gets his sign from his catcher. And here is his 2-1 delivery. It's going to be a breaking ball outside, so 3-1 will be the count. Again, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It'll be hit down the right field line, but foul. So that'll run the count full, 3-2. So 3-2 the count here, nobody out in the bottom of the first. Here's the payoff pitch from Gibson. It's a sharply hit ball right up the middle. That'll probably score 2. Schimler is rounding, so he will score. Base hit by Aaron Weary scores 2 for the Big Green here in the first. So now up next for Ottoville will be Dustin Markward, number 8. But before he can get his opportunity, coaching staff at Perry will take a walk out to the mound to talk with their starting pitcher, Andrew Gibson. So Markward will come to the plate with 1 runner on base. That's at first base, and that's Aaron Weary. Markward is batting .273 on the season. Gibson now set from the stretch. First pitch is in the dirt, and advancing on the play will be Aaron Weary. We'll credit Gibson with the wild pitch on that. So 1-0 the count here. Still nobody out in the bottom of the first here at Ottoville High School. There's the pickoff attempt at second. You see a little bit of the shake in the cameras today. There's a pretty good wind blowing in, pretty much from straightaway center. Here's the pitch from Gibson, breaking ball. That's going to be a called strike. So 1-1 now, the count on Markward. There's a swing and a miss, so 1-2 now, the count on Markward. So Austin Markward at the plate, 1-2 is now the count. 1 runner on second base, nobody out, and time is called, so Gibson steps off. Pickoff attempt, again, not in time, so we will reset everything here with the count 1-2 and nobody out. Ball high, so count now 2-2. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Gibson. Some breaking ball, swung and foul ball. So we will reset that one. So Markward is retired there on the pass ball. But advancing on the play is Aaron Weary. So that'll be the first out of the inning. So coming to the plate will be the second baseman, number 4, Ty Turnwald. So Gibson now working from the windup again. Breaking ball misses, so 1-0 the count. We want to thank you for joining us today for our broadcast here on Game Face Ohio. There's a foul back to the screen, so 1-1 now the count on Turnwald. Turnwald batting .231 on the season. Due to the rainout we had yesterday between Shawnee and Findlay, today's game marks the first broadcast for our spring season. So we hope you enjoy the product you're seeing here today, and will follow us through the rest of the baseball and softball seasons. There, the ball's put in play. It's knocked down by the first baseman. He'll go for the tag. So Turnwald is tagged out, but scoring the run is Aaron Weary. So 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Coming to the plate will be Travis Mag. Mag batting .243 on the season. Center fielder, number 25. Ball will be outside. 1-0 now the count on Travis Mag. Here's Gibson's delivery. A little high, obviously, right from the beginning, so that was an easy no swing there for Mag. So the count will be 2-0 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. There's a called strike. 2-1 now the count on Travis Mag, the center fielder for the Ottoville Big Green. Don't mean to confuse our viewers. That's number 6 on the mound for Perry High School, Andrew Gibson. He is their starting pitcher for today. He's given up 4 runs so far in this first inning. There's a swing and a foul ball back. So 2-2 now the count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Mostly sunny here this evening. A few clouds out and about. Temperature a little bit chilly, what we've had from last couple weeks. There's a swing and a miss. And the strikeout will end the first inning. So after 1 inning of play, Ottoville Big Green on top 4-0.
At the Fort Jennings State Bank, we strive for excellence in serving our communities. With 24/7 ATM service, online banking, and 5 convenient locations, the Fort Jennings State Bank works hard to be your bank of choice. As an independent community bank, we have served our Putnam County community since 1918. With a full line of loan options, the Fort Jennings State Bank truly is the bank of choice. Building a home can be an overwhelming experience, and the relationship you establish with your home building company can be as important as the quality of the construction. That's why at Zwick Construction, we pride ourselves on our craftsmanship as well as the friendly manner in which it's conducted. Contact us for a free consultation and see the difference Zwick Construction can make in your home building experience.
And welcome back to Ottoville, where we are on hand for the battle between the Commodores and the Big Green. Due up for Perry here in the second is Trevor Wallace, Tyler Cornwell, and Derek Smith. Wallace at the plate trying to get something going for Perry. There's a wrap up the middle, but it's gathered up by the shortstop. Nice play that time by Ottoville shortstop Matt Honeyford. So as I was saying last inning, this is one of our very first broadcasts for our spring season, and we want to thank you for joining us. As the spring does progress, you will see more and more of our schedule released. We do intend on trying to cover as many games as possible. And obviously from watching, you can tell that we're using multiple camera angles and network style graphics. And we'll eventually be rolling in some replays as we get cranked up here this week. 1-2 now the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter, Tyler Cornwell. That'll be strikeout for Cornwell, so he'll take a seat, and that'll bring up Drew Smith, the left fielder. And if you like what you see here with our broadcast, you should be aware, too, that you can purchase a DVD copy of this game from our website. If you go to GameFaceOhio.com, the top menu bar at the top, closer to the right side, or right center, you will see a button for store. The game will eventually appear on that page where you can click on a link there and purchase the DVD. Our DVDs that you would receive are full broadcast quality. Now that's standard definition quality, but full broadcast quality nonetheless. So Schimler missing here in the first 3 pitches. 3-0 the count to Smith. And there is a walk issued to Smith. That'll bring up the pitcher for Perry, number 6, Andrew Gibson. So with the left-handed Schimler, we'll get a chance to see his pickoff move here to first. Schimler comes home. There's a swing and a miss by Gibson, so 0-1 the count here. There are 2 away. That'll be strike 2 on Gibson, so 0-2 now the count. 2 away here in the top of the second. Drew Smith at first for Perry doesn't look to be concerned with a stolen base attempt. There's a wild pitch. So he will advance on the wild pitch by Schimler. So Gibson now with a chance to drive in a run with Drew Smith sitting at second base. Nice fastball that time by Schimler, but just a bit inside. So the count will be 2-2 now here on Gibson. Foul ball, so we'll replay the 2-2 count. Time is called as Schimler will step off the rubber. So here's the delivery from Schimler. The ball is put in play. It'll be gathered up by the third baseman. He fires to the first baseman, Rue, and that'll be out number 3 for Perry. So after 1.5, Ottoville still on top, 4-0. We'll be back.
S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. With 30-ton and 80-ton cranes available, we can lift anything you need a crane for, especially modular homes. At S&J Crane Services, our cranes come insured with licensed operators and oilers, making S&J Crane Services your first stop for all your heavy lifting needs. S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. Call 419-692-9394 for a quote today. That's 419-692-9394.
And welcome back to Ottoville High School, where the Perry Commodores, the visitors, trail 4-0 here going into the bottom of the second. Due up for the Ottoville Big Green will be Kyle Karhoff, Greg Rue, and then the top of the lineup, Matt Honeyford. So there's the throw down to second. We'll get underway here in a second with Kyle Karhoff leading off for Ottoville. Karhoff batting .240 on the season. So Gibson gave up 3 hits and 4 runs in the first. We'll see if he can settle down here in the second. First pitch, breaking ball over the plate, 0-1. That pitch will be high and outside, so it evens the count 1-1 on Karhoff. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Gibson. It's a breaking ball, and it's going to be still, it's going to hang inside. So 2-1 now the count on Kyle Karhoff. He is the designated hitter today. He's batting in place of Derek Schimler, who's playing in right. Ball outside, so 3-1 now the count on Karhoff. So now he'll be sitting, looking for that pitch there in the dead red zone, looking to drive the ball somewhere with that 3-1 count. The ball will be down and away, so he'll take his base. So now coming to the plate will be the first baseman for Ottoville, Greg Rue. Greg Rue still struggling a little bit at the plate, batting just .143 on the season. Of course, he'd like to get a couple hits tonight to start bringing that average up. So here's his opportunity against Gibson. He takes the first pitch, 1-0 the count. Not a lot of games were played yesterday, but if you're curious about any of the scores, you can check them out on our website, gamefaceohio.com. It's one of the big features of our website. All the scores from around the area in all sports and all schools are listed on our site as we gather them. Here's the ball put in play, gathered up by the third baseman. He'll fire to second. They'll turn and throw to first. Not in time for the double play. So Greg Rue will get the fielder's choice as Karhoff is sent to the bench there for the first out. So now we're back at the top of the lineup for Ottoville. Matt Honeyford digging in. He singled in his first plate appearance tonight. The runner is going. The pitch is down and outside. Not a chance that time for the catcher to make a play, Tanner Hunt. So we got one away here in the bottom of the second. Matt Honeyford, the batter. Greg Rue leading off from second. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Gibson. Honeyford drives it to left. Nice job that time by the left fielder, grabbing the ball quickly and getting it and firing it back into his cutoff. So that'll hold Greg Rue at third. So Honeyford now 2 for 2 on the evening, and that'll bring up Cody DeLong, the third baseman. Cody batting .286 on the season. He has a runner sitting there at third. Great opportunity to get himself an RBI. He does have 5 on the season. So Honeyford gets a good lead there at first. We'll see if he breaks. He does. There's a swing. It's going to find a hole there in right field. So in will come Greg Rue, and Honeyford will go all the way to third. So credit Ottoville with the run. The score now 5-0. Runners still first and third. Now the batter is Jordan Schimler. Schimler singled in the first inning. Credit him with an RBI in that plate appearance as well. He entered tonight's game batting .293. So DeLong that time did not break for second, unlike Honeyford on the previous at-bat. So we'll see if Ottoville will try to take a base here. Perry does have the infield drawn in, trying to prevent that run. There he does break. They will send it to the second baseman. He comes in, makes the cut, so Honeyford obviously held on the play, so Ottoville will take the base. So there they sit. Runners are on second and third for Jordan Schimler. Here is the 2-0 pitch from Andrew Gibson. That'll be a called strike, so 2-1 now the count. That one will be just a bit outside. So 3-1 now the count on Jordan Schimler. So he has an opportunity here to take a pitch and make sure he gets a good one to swing at. Here's the delivery from Gibson. Schimler does put it in play. It's going to be in foul territory. So the count will go to 3-2. So Gibson will take his time walking back to the mound. Again, there is a bit of a breeze blowing in tonight from center, so you may see an occasional camera shake from our center field cam as it buffets a little bit in the wind. But so Schimler will take the pitch. That'll be ball 4. So Aaron Weary will come to the plate, but we'll have a jacket brought out quickly for Schimler. Aaron Weary reached in the first, and we'll credit him with 2 RBI on the play. He was one of 3 Ottoville Big Green to register a hit in the first inning, so We'll see if he can do so again here in the bottom of the second. Bases are full for Aaron Weary. Here's the pitch from Gibson. Breaking ball quite a bit high. 1-0 the count. Two-0 now the count to Aaron Weary. Weary batting .279 on the season. Perry's infield is still in. That pitch will be down low, 3-0. Ball four, that'll walk in a run. So time is called. Looks like Coach Shively will have a quick discussion with his pitcher. Doesn't look, yes, he is going to make the change. So it looks like he's going to call on his shortstop to replace Gibson. That's Trevor Wallace. So while Wallace takes his warm-up pitches, we will take a short break and be back in just a minute.
Our dad used to say, when you work hard for something, protect it.
That's why he got Nationwide Insurance more than 30 years ago.
We're still with them today because no matter what changes in our lives, whether it's starting a business or building a house,
Having kids or buying a car.
with an on-your-side review from Nationwide Insurance, we get the coverage we need at the right price for us.
At the Fort Jennings State Bank, we strive for excellence in serving our communities. With 24/7 ATM service, online banking, and 5 convenient locations, the Fort Jennings State Bank works hard to be your bank of choice. As an independent community bank, we have served our Putnam County community since 1918. With a full line of loan options, the Fort Jennings State Bank truly is the bank of choice.
And welcome back to Ottoville. With the pitching change on the mound was Trevor Wallace. The pitching change took a little bit longer than normal as we had to have a change at catcher as well. We'll work on getting all those changes and bring them to you when we can. So here's the situation. Bases are full here in the bottom of the second. 2 runs are already in. 1 out so far in the inning. So here's Trevor Wallace. The right-hander will deliver. And a breaking pitch misses. 1-0 to Alston Markward. Markward batting .273 on the season. That one will miss as well, so 2-0 the count. Bases are full, 2 runs already across, 1 away. That one will be a strike. 2-1 now the count to Alston Markward. Markward, the victim of a strikeout in the first inning. One of 2 strikeouts that was recorded by Andrew Gibson for Perry. So on the pitching change, Gibson went to catcher. So that was Gibson and Wallace trying to make sure they have things squared away. So here's the 2-1 delivery from Wallace. That one will be fouled back. So 2-2 now the count here in the bottom of the second. 1 away for Ottoville. So Markward not happy with the length of time it was taken for Wallace, so he quickly called timeout and stepped out. So now it looks like both the batter and hitter are ready to go. And here's a pickoff attempt at second. Not in time, as the ball was a little bit hard to gather in by the second baseman. All in all, not a bad idea for Perry. So here is the 2-2 delivery from Wallace. And the ball is popped up by Markward. Running in is the center fielder. He's not able to get to it. The ball will drop. All runners will advance by 1. That means another run on the board for Ottoville. Credit Markward with the single and RBI. So stepping in for Ottoville will be Ty Turnwald. He grounded out to the first baseman in the last inning. That first pitch is in the dirt. Gibson lucky to corral at that time, prevent another run from scoring. Here's the delivery from Wallace. Another pop-up. Looks like the left fielder's racing in. Looks like he's going to get under it. Not able to get to it. Now they have a play at third, though. And they are able to get the play. It looks like the third baseman dropped it for a second, possibly. Couldn't see it quite from our angle over here where I'm sitting by the Perry dugout. But the looks like the third baseman picked it back up right away, so quickly called out on the play. Is the runner advancing from second, which was Aaron Weary. So that'll be a 7-5 put out. And Turnwald will be credited with the fielder's choice on that last plate appearance, but there's called strike. Travis Mag, the batter for Ottoville. Here's a delivery from Wallace. Weak grounder to third. Third baseman steps on the bag. And that will do it for the Ottoville Big Green here in the second. They do get 4 runs on 3 hits. Score now 8-0 in favor of the home team. We will be back after this.
Building a home can be an overwhelming experience, and the relationship you establish with your home building company can be as important as the quality of the construction. That's why at Zwick Construction, we pride ourselves on our craftsmanship as well as the friendly manner in which it's conducted. Contact us for a free consultation and see the difference Zwick Construction can make in your home building experience. S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. With 30-ton and 80-ton cranes available, we can lift anything you need a crane for, especially modular homes. At S&J Crane Services, our cranes come insured with licensed operators and oilers, making S&J Crane Services your first stop for all your heavy lifting needs. S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. Call 419-692-9394 for a quote today. That's 419-692-9394.
And welcome back to Ottoville High School, where the Ottoville Big Green are on top 8-0 after 2 innings of play. We are entering the top of the third, so we will see the Perry Commodores at the plate. We will see the second baseman, Seth Ewing, the right fielder, Ben Sanders, and then the catcher at the top of the lineup, Tanner Hunt. So it'll be 8-9-1 here to start the inning for Perry. Still on the mound for Ottoville is the starting pitcher, Jordan Schimler. There's Schimler stepping on the mound, getting his signal from his catcher. Here's his delivery. That'll be called strike. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2 now the count on Seth Ewing. There's a foul ball, so the count will stay 0-2 on Ewing. Little chilly here today on the diamond. Other than that, I guess a little windy too, but other than that, it looks nice in the sky. A lot of blue sky. The playing surfaces here at Ottoville High School are just fabulous. The field's in great condition. Ottoville groundskeeper obviously doing a great job with the field. There's another foul ball. Count will stay now 1-2. There's a ground ball down to third base. It's fired across to Rue, and that'll put away Seth Ewing on the 5-3. So now coming to the plate will be the right fielder, Ben Sanders. If by chance this is one of your first visits to Game Face Ohio tonight to watch this broadcast, we would invite you to check out all the various features that our website has to offer. There's a lot of content for everybody to peruse there. We have lots of, basically all the schedules. Our website, GameFaceOhio.com, covers all sports at all the schools within our coverage area. Here's a shot to left. There to make the play, though, for Ottoville is Austin Markward. So that'll retire Sanders on the fly to the left fielder. And here's the top of the lineup for Perry, Tanner Hunt. So we have the schedules for all the sports at all the schools within our coverage area. In case you're wondering and haven't seen it on our site, our coverage area for Game Face Ohio includes 10 counties around the Limaland area. If you were to take Allen and all Glaze counties together as one and then circled around them, all those surrounding counties make up the coverage area, the broadcast coverage area for Game Face Ohio, is there's a swing and a miss for Hunt. Those counties include Paulding, Putnam, Hancock, Van Wert, Allen, Allglaze, Hardin, Mercer, Shelby, and Logan. So any school that's located within those 10 counties is considered a part of our broadcast coverage area, which means we will be attempting to broadcast games throughout the course of the school year. But from a content perspective of what we put on our site as far as scores and schedules and all that kind of stuff, so Hunt will take his base. That'll bring up Jesse Stevens. Stevens struck out in his first appearance. So what I was saying is the content on our site, which is all the score schedule, standings, stories, press clips, all that kind of stuff, actually is covered for more than those schools in our 10 counties. And the reason why is a lot of schools, or a good number of schools in our 10 counties, are in a conference that has conference members outside of our 10 counties. As an example, in the WBL, Defiance is out of our counties, but we cover Defiance from a content perspective because we need our scores and schedules and standings to all line up and be accurate and up to date. So with that, we cover, from a content perspective, we cover over 115 schools here in the Northwest Ohio area. That pitch also inside and hits him as well. So taking his base will be Jesse Stevens. So that'll bring up Bray Bittner. So Tony Castronova comes out to talk with his pitcher, Jordan Schindler, to see kind of what's going on. They'll get that squared away, I'm sure. But from a content perspective, we are obviously providing schedules for all those sports and schools, all 115 of them. And we're obviously logging all the scores. The Game Face community, the users, such as yourself, is a big part of us gathering those scores. We get a lot of scores sent to us from coaches and athletic directors and parents and coaches and fans in general. You have the opportunity to do that at any time to help the Game Face community gather all the scores. We'll talk about that in another inning, but we do have a score reporting system. So in addition to schedules and scores, we have all the standings for all of the conferences that are in our content area. There's a swing. The ball's put in play. Weak grounder to second. Fires it over to first. And that will do it for the Perry Commodores in the first. They get no runs on no hits, no errors. 8-0 still a score in favor of Ottoville. We'll be back. And we're back at Ottoville High School, score 8-0. We're in the middle of the third here, getting set for the bottom. Coming to the plate for Ottoville will be the designated hitter, Kyle Karhoff. Kyle walked last inning in his first appearance, and then he was thrown out at second when Greg Rue grounded to the third baseman. So we'll see what Karhoff can do here in the bottom of the third. Again, picking up where I left off last inning, in addition to schedules, scores, standings for all the conferences. Game Face Ohio also writes feature stories and also logs press clips on the site. And if you're unfamiliar with what press clips are, that's our way of letting you know what is being written about your team or teams or your sport of choice. And in the press clip section, you'll see the title of some articles that are written by various media outlets in the area. And you'll obviously get to see the source, which media outlet or newspaper that is. And when you click on the title, which is obviously a hyperlink, it'll take you to that media outlet's own website where you can read their free content. Basically, it's a way for you to see all the news in the area, everything that's being written. So 2-1 now, the count to Karhoff. So he looks to get something started here for Ottoville here in the third. One of the other nice features of the GameFaceOhio.com is your ability to drill down into the site to get the specific information you want. So Karhoff takes a walk. Now I'll explain about that drilling down. Let's say, for example, you are a fan of baseball, and that's really all you go to Game Face Ohio for, is to see what's happening in high school baseball. Well, at the top of all our pages, there is a menu where you will see the menu button, as the pickoff to first is not in time. You'll see a menu button titled Sports, so you can roll down over that and select boys and then obviously baseball, and a baseball page will load. And the calendar that appears on that page will only display baseball games. Doesn't have track, doesn't have softball or boys tennis, it's just baseball. Likewise, all the stories that are displayed on that page and press clips are only baseball. And that is different from the front page, the very homepage of GameFaceOhio.com, where all these stories and press clips are about all sports and all schools. And the same basic philosophy works with schools or conferences. So as an example, if you're a fan of Ottoville High School, you can go to schools and then select Ottoville. And when the Ottoville High School page loads, here's another pickoff to first, not in time. So when the Ottoville High School page loads, you'll see stories and press clips about Ottoville High School only. The calendar on that page, if you're on a school page, will display all sports for that school. Here's a pitch in the dirt. 2-1. Sorry, 1-1. I was right the first time. 2-1 now the count. So all the sports, all the contests appear on the school's calendar. From the school's page, you can also select, on the right side, we have links for each individual sport. So there you'll see a link for baseball. If you click on the baseball link, it loads a full page view of just their baseball schedule, something you can print out real nice. That'll be ball 4 to Greg Rue. He'll take his base. So consecutive walks to start the inning here for Wallace in the third. Still quite a stiff breeze here tonight at the park. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Ottoville has runners on first and second. Here's the top of the lineup, Matt Honeyford. Matt is 2 for 2 so far tonight. That ball's in the dirt. Matt instructs his teammates to hold as Gibson had successfully knocked it down. Gibson 2 for 2, as I said, singled into first, singled last inning. Wallace comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. No, he's going to pick off the second. Not in time. was a very close play at second that time. It looked like the umpire was going to punch him out, but he held there on his arms and made the safe sign, I guess. So 1-0 still the count, nobody out, bottom of the third. Ottoville on top, 8-0. Honeyford takes a strike. There's a shot to right. Suns battling or causing some problems for the right fielder. Tagging and going to third will be Karhoff. So that'll be one out, but Greg Rue and Kyle Karhoff are still on the bases, so it'll now be up to Cody DeLong for Ottoville. There's a swing and a miss, and the throw does go all the way down to second, but not in time. So Rue is now on second base, Karhoff on third, Cody DeLong at the plate with a great opportunity to drive in a couple. Some high school news from the area while we have a moment. Coldwater is getting set to announce they're hiring for head football coach this evening. They have a school board meeting tonight. Chip Otten will be named as the replacement to John Reed. Chip Otten has been an assistant for John Reed for the last 8 years. He's a Coldwater grad. He's also the phys ed teacher there at Coldwater. So the community's very familiar with Chip. Here's the delivery from Wallace. That one's in the dirt. That'll run the count to 3-0. Chip's father, Barney Otten, was a head coach for the Cavs back in 74 to 76. In his final season, Barney Otten led his team to a 10-0 record. Here's the delivery from Wallace. There'll be another called strike, so that'll run the count to, I believe, 2-2. And speaking of football coaching changes, there's a shot past the shortstop. 2 runs will score on the single by DeLong. Credit him with 2 RBI. It's a nice execution by Cody DeLong to drive in the runners. Those runners were Greg Rue, came in from second. Karhoff was on third. So 10-0 now our score. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. As I was saying before that pitch, as we watched Jordan Schimler step in, speaking of football in the high school area, Van Loo is now looking for a new head football coach. They recently decided not to renew their head coach's contract that was Robin Cooper. That pitch will be high and outside. And I guess I shouldn't let this opportunity go by to talk a little bit further about the Coldwater situation with John Reed resigning a couple weeks ago. Reed resigned due to health reasons. And he was set to be honored. I believe he was set to Coach wanted the squads at the Ohio State spring game this past Saturday, but he was too ill to attend. So obviously we wish him the best and hopefully a speedy recovery. But since he was unable to attend, some of his former players, Adam and Ross Holman, and I believe a couple others, did pay tribute to him at the start of the game. So again, we wish the best of luck and speedy recovery to former Coldwater head coach John Reed. Pickoff attempt for DeLong, obviously not in time there. The count's now 3-0 on Jordan Schimler. Schimler with a single and a walk so far in the game. He takes his second walk of the evening. That'll send DeLong down to second base. So Gibson will come out to the mound to speak with Wallace. So now stepping in for Ottoville is the catcher, Aaron Weary. Aaron singled in the first, had an RBI walk in the second. He has a couple runners sitting out there, Jordan Schimler at first and Cody DeLong at second. There's one away here in the bottom of the third. Wallace faked the throw to first. He stepped off first. That's why there's no balk called on the play. So now he resets himself on the rubber. There's a foul tip by Weary. 1-1 now the count. There's a breaking ball out over the plate. 1-2 now the count on Weary. One and two the count, one out, bottom of the third. Here's a delivery from Wallace. A foul ball back to the screen, so it'll stay at 1-2. Starting to get the sense the wind is starting to die down a little bit. Of course, as I say that, the flag starts kicking up again. There's a shot up the middle to the second baseman. He tags the runner and throws to first. He completes the double play. Jordan Schimler's going to argue that he wasn't tagged. But that'll do it for the third inning for the Ottoville Big Green. They do get 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors. 10-0 in favor of Ottoville after 3. We'll be right back.
At the Fort Jennings State Bank, we strive for excellence in serving our communities. With 24/7 ATM service, online banking, and 5 convenient locations, the Fort Jennings State Bank works hard to be your bank of choice. As an independent community bank, we have served our Putnam County community since 1918. With a full line of loan options, the Fort Jennings State Bank truly is the bank of choice. Building a home can be an overwhelming experience, and the relationship you establish with your home building company can be as important as the quality of the construction. That's why at Zwick Construction, we pride ourselves on our craftsmanship as well as the friendly manner in which it's conducted. Contact us for a free consultation and see the difference Zwick Construction can make in your home building experience.
The fourth will be the current pitcher Trevor Wallace, followed by Tyler Cornwell and Drew Smith. And while we have a moment, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, which you've probably seen most of their commercials thus far in the ball game. Amy Holgrave Photography, Astro Lanes in Wapakoneta, Elegant Home Supply Incorporated, Greg Brown Insurance Agency, Premier Event Concepts, Ricker Lawn Service, S&J Crane Services, Swick Construction, the Fort Jennings State Bank, the Fort Jennings Telephone Company, and TripSportsTravel.com. So Jordan Schimler still on the mound for the Ottoville Big Green here in the top of the fourth. He fires and delivers. That's a foul ball back out of play. So 0-1 will be the count right away on Trevor Wallace. There's a pitch in the dirt, so that'll be 2-1. A little earlier in the game, I alluded to some score reporting. Users of Game Face Ohio have an opportunity to report scores to us at any time. There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop, coming up firing, and making the play is the shortstop for Ottoville. That's Matt Honeyford. So that'll be one away here for Perry here in the top of the fourth. But if you are a user of Game Face Ohio and you would like to contribute a score, you can send a text message to scores@gamefaceohio.com. Yep, believe it or not, you can send a text message to an email. All you got to do is get the email into the to window. Certain phones do require you to add a contact to be able to send to an email, but nonetheless, you can send a text message to us at scores@gamefaceohio.com. You can also send us an email to that same address if you like. Or, what's the best option, is register to become a mobile correspondent for Game Face Ohio. You are required to register on our website, where we collect some basic information so we can verify your identity. And by that, we don't get real sensitive on what we're collecting, but we want to make sure we know who's putting the scores in, so nobody's doing any funny business, I guess, as that'll be ball 4 to Tyler Cornwell. Drew Smith now to the plate for Perry. So basically, once you register, you get a code where you can log on to our special mobile update platform. You enter your code into that, and then you can see all the games for that day. You can select the game you would like to update. So as an example, if you were sitting in the stands today, you could do an update for the Ottoville-Perry game, as Schimler delivers a strike to Smith. So you could be sitting in the stands today, and you could right now be putting in a mobile update. You can actually update the game in progress. So you could go to that game on the mobile update platform and put in right now that it's 10-0 in favor of Ottoville, and the game is in the top of the fourth. And the best part about the mobile update platform is the minute that you hit submit, it goes out to our website, gamefaceohio.com, instantly. No human intervention is required. You can access our mobile update platform through a regular browser on your desktop computer. As there is a strikeout, Drew Smith strikes out with the first base occupied. He's unable to try to advance to first, even though the pitch was pretty low. So credit Jordan Schimler with another strikeout. 2 away here in the top of the fourth. So you can access the mobile update platform from any regular computer browser, or if you have a web-enabled mobile device, cell phone basically, such as an iPhone or BlackBerry, you can also access it on there as well. And again, the best part about all that is it happens instantaneously, and everybody out there gets to see what the score is. Here's a pick off the first. First time Schindler has, I believe, shown that tonight. Not in time, though. Cornwell is able to get back in under the tag. And, of course, let's not forget that Game Face Ohio has a mobile site. So if you are on your mobile phone, whether it be an iPhone or BlackBerry or any of the web-enabled mobile phones, you can access the majority of our content on your mobile phone. So you could be sitting in the stands right now checking scores from around the area. If you're an Ottoville fan, maybe you could be checking some scores from around the PCL. Likewise with the NWCC if you're a Perry fan. So lots of different things, content. And here's a drive to right center. This is going to make it all the way to the fence. Rounding third will be Cornwell. Held up at second will be Gibson. Nice double to the right center field wall for Andrew Gibson. Not only does that score the first run of the night for Lima Perry, that is the first hit for Perry. So they are now on the board in both categories. So credit Gibson with the RBI double. Here is Seth Ewing. Ewing grounded out to the third baseman last inning. Here's the delivery from Schindler. That's another swinging strike. So 2-1 now the count. So 3-1 now the count to Seth Ewing. Gibson is on second base. Schindler comes set. Here's his delivery. That'll be outside. That'll be ball four. Second walk of the inning issued by Jordan Schindler. His runners now first and second for Perry. Schindler delivers to Sanders. That's Ben Sanders. The ball is going to be fouled out of play back behind home plate. Ben Sanders is the right fielder for Perry. His last at bat, which was last inning, he flew out to the left fielder. So just to recap what I was talking about earlier, don't forget you can send us scores in 3 different ways. Send a text message, an email, or register to become a mobile correspondent. And again, the mobile correspondent program using our mobile update platform is the best way. It allows everybody to get the information quickly and accurately. Pitches inside, 2-1 now on Ben Sanders. Here's a delivery from Schindler. Ball outside, 3-1. Schindler seems to have lost his command here in the fourth. Fires a nice strike down the middle that time, though. That'll run the count full, 3-2. So the count with 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. I would expect the runners will be moving when Schindler breaks. Ottoville is not holding anybody on, so I would not expect any kind of pickoff play. As you see, a lot of times a pitcher will try to catch somebody off guard in these kind of situations, but nobody's moving. Now we have a There's the pitch. Ball is put in play to the first baseman. He makes the play unassisted to retire the Perry Commodores here in the fourth. Perry does get a run on one hit and no errors after 3.5. It's 10-1 in favor of the Ottoville Big Green.
Building a home can be an overwhelming experience, and the relationship you establish with your home building company can be as important as the quality of the construction. That's why at Zwick Construction, we pride ourselves on our craftsmanship as well as the friendly manner in which it's conducted. Contact us for a free consultation and see the difference Zwick Construction can make in your home building experience. S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. With 30-ton and 80-ton cranes available, we can lift anything you need a crane for, especially modular homes. At S&J Crane Services, our cranes come insured with licensed operators and oilers, making S&J Crane Services your first stop for all your heavy lifting needs. S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. Call 419-692-9394 for a quote today. That's 419-692-9394.
And we're back here at Ottoville High School. Ottoville on top, 10-1. We are getting set here for the bottom of the fourth. Trevor Wallace on the mound for Perry. He came into the ball game during the middle of the second inning when the starting pitcher for Perry ran into some trouble. So 10-1 your score. Up for Ottoville will be the left fielder, Austin Markward, followed by Ty Turnwald and Travis Mag. And in case you're wondering about our upcoming broadcast schedule, I'll run through that here, but I also let you know, too, that on our main page, our homepage, GameFaceOhio.com, there is a calendar near the top of the screen on the right side that's titled Broadcast Calendar. You can click on any date that has a solid solid orange box. You click on that date, the date will load and will indicate and display which game we are broadcasting. Tomorrow evening, we have a softball game scheduled. Looks to be a great one as Lima Bath, a perennial power in softball, faces off against another perennial power, the Crestview Knights. Here's a ground ball hit between third and short. It is gobbled up by the shortstop. The throw not in time. So credit Austin Markward with the infield single. Not much the shortstop could do on that one as it was hit kind of in the hole. Playing shortstop. Actually, during the pitching change we had in the second, Ben Sanders moved from right to shortstop, so that was Ben Sanders making that play. So now at the plate will be Ty Turnwald, the second baseman for Ottoville, batting .231 on the season. Wallace fires. There's a foul tip back to the screen. So we have the Crestview Bath game tomorrow evening, Wednesday the 28th. On Thursday the 29th, we will be broadcasting the girls softball game between Allen East and Lincoln View. That game is at Allen East. There's a swing. Ball is put in play to the third baseman. His only play will be first base. Also not in time, so runners on first and second. We will credit the third baseman with an error on that play as he didn't field the ball cleanly. Kind of bobbled it and then picked it up. It kind of looked like he was looking to go to second before he had the ball. He was looking for that double play opportunity, and he misplayed the ball. So when he recovered and picked the ball back up, his only opportunity was to first and not in time. So that'll be an error for the third baseman. So now at the plate is Travis Mag, the center fielder for Ottoville. Here's the delivery from Wallace. That one's in the dirt. Again, getting back to our schedule, Crestview and Bath tomorrow, Allen East and Lincoln View Thursday. And then Friday, we'll be back in Putnam County as we will be broadcasting the Clyda Wildcats at Fort Jennings Musketeers boys baseball game. Here's a delivery from Wallace. That one's going to be a called strike. 1-1 now the count on Mag. Now the PCL matchup there between Jennings and Clyda, I believe, is not the league game. I believe they've already played that, and Kalida won that contest. So this will be a non-league game for those two on Friday. Here's a pickoff attempt at second, nowhere near in time. It gets into center field, so advancing will be Markward. He will go to third on the air by the pitcher. So now Perry will bring the infield in. They'll call their play for the first and third situation. We'll see if Travis Mag will take off. I'm sorry, Ty Turnwald is at first. If Turnwald will break for second on the play. Wallace fakes the throw. So 1-1 the count now, and Travis Mag at the plate. Runner holds at first. Ball's in the dirt, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 from Wallace. Runner is going. Ball is hit into foul territory. It's popped up. It looks like it's going to make it out of play, and it does. So 2-2 will be the count on Travis Mag. Mag batting .243 on the season. He struck out in his first at-bat tonight and grounded out to the third baseman in his second at-bat. Again, want to thank you for joining us for this broadcast here on Game Face Ohio. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you check back in with us and can watch a few more broadcasts here before the season is over. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Wallace. Runner does not break this time. The count goes full, 3-2. There are no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Ottoville ahead 10-1. There goes the runner. That's ball 4. So the bases will be loaded here in the bottom of the fourth with nobody out. So we are in a situation here where the lead is currently 9 here in the bottom of the fourth. If Ottoville is able to get a couple runs aboard, Perry is in danger of losing by the run rule. There's a swing and a miss by Kyle Karhoff. 0-1 now the count. Wallace now with the bases loaded going from the windup. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Of course, even if Ottoville does get a pair across, Perry will get the opportunity in the top of the fifth to battle back. That one is another ball. 2-1 now the count. The wind is starting to shift a little on us here. Now it's blowing basically from left to right. Whereas earlier in the game, it was blowing in basically from straight center. There's another ball. 3-1 now the count. Perry cannot afford to walk in a runner here at this point in the ball game. There you can see a little camera shake there. The wind is picking back up, gusting a little as that's ball 4. That'll be an RBI walk for Kyle Karhoff. So now coming to the plate for Ottoville will be the first baseman, Greg Rue. Want to know the count to Rue. Wallace gets his sign from his catcher, which is Gibson. Gibson started the mound on for the Perry Commodores today. Here's the delivery from Wallace. That'll be a called strike. 1-1 for Rue. Again, Perry does have the infield drawn in. They are trying to prevent the run as much as they can. Here's the delivery from Wallace. There's a swing, and there's a line shot to left field. One run will score. Coach Castronova will hold the next runner. So credit Greg Rue with the RBI single. Scoring on that play was Ty Turnwald. Being held up at third was Travis Mag. So the score now 12-1. So it's 12-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Ottoville jumped out early against Perry with 4 in the first, another 4 in the second, 2 more in the third, and so far 2 here in the fourth inning. So the meeting on the mound is complete. Gibson makes his way back to the plate. Nobody down here in the fourth. Ottoville already has 2 runners in on a pair of singles and a pair of walks and a couple errors. Wallace working from the windup. There's the pitch. It's aired by the shortstop. That was Honeyford that connected on the ball. So 2 runs will score on the air. Credit the shortstop with the air. So Rue does advance from first to second only, with the ball going into left field. No chance to advance to third, but 2 runners do get across. That's the 3rd error of the inning for Lima Perry. Here's the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Cody DeLong. Cody batting .286 on the season. He's the 3rd baseman for Ottoville. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first, had a single in the second, an RBI single in the second, and then a 2 RBI single in the third. He does have a runner at second, so here's another opportunity for an RBI if he's able to connect with something. Still nobody down. There's a called strike. 1-1 now the count. Pickoff attempt not in time, as Rue was aware of what was going on and easily made it back to second. Beautiful diamond they have here at Ottoville. Customary depths to all directions that you will find, at least they're consistent with what you'll find with high school baseball in the area. Here's a ground ball to the second baseman. He tags the runner and throws on to first. That'll be 2 outs. That's the second time this game that the second baseman for Perry has made that play. That's Seth Ewing. Actually, I stand corrected. That time that was Tanner Hunt. Tanner Hunt started the game at catcher, but then moved to second base in the second when Perry made that pitching change. So this is Jordan Schimler, the pitcher for Ottoville today. There's another ball high, so 2-0 now the count. Jordan has reached all 3 times today. He singled in the first and then had a pair of walks. There's a delivery from Wallace. That one's high as well. So 3-0 now the count to Jordan Schimler here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs. Ottoville on top, 14-1. There's a shot into center. The ball is caught by the center fielder, so that will do it for Ottoville here in the fourth. But Ottoville does stretch out their lead. We'll be back in just a minute with the top of the fifth. And let's do a quick game reset. The score there on the screen is actually wrong. It's actually 14-1. Ottoville Big Green in control, 14-1 here in the top of the fifth. Ottoville jumped out ahead with 4 runs in the first inning. Matt Honeyford, Cody DeLong, Jordan Schimler, and Aaron Weary all crossing the plate for the Ottoville Big Green. They basically repeated that in the second. Greg Rue scored the first run, and then Honeyford, DeLong, and Schimler scored to make it 8-0 for Ottoville. Ottoville got another pair in the third. Kyle Karhoff reaching and scoring. Greg Rue doing the same. And then, of course, they scored 4 last inning with the bottom of the lineup doing all the scoring. The 5, 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Markward, Turnwald, Mag, and Karhoff. On the other side, Jordan Schimler, who is being replaced at the moment. He's being replaced by Travis Mag. But Jordan Schimler pitched the first 4 innings for Ottoville. He made only 1 mistake. He gave up 1 hit. That was in the last inning, the top of the fourth. He gave up an RBI double to Andrew Gibson. So we stand here at the top of the fifth. 14-1 is the score in favor of the Ottoville Big Green. So now on the mound, as I said a second ago, for Ottoville will be Travis Mag. He will face here in the top of the fifth. He will face the top of the lineup for Perry, Tanner Hunt, Jesse Stevens, and Bray Bittner. We have a slight delay in the game as the umpire is making all the changes with the Perry Commodores. The pitching change from Schimler coming off the mound, being replaced by Mag. So now at the plate will be Tanner Hunt. Mag fires and delivers a strike high. 1-0 the count. There's another ball. 2-0 now the count on Tanner Hunt. Three and 0 now the count. Here's the delivery from Mag. There's a called strike. 3-1 now the count on Tanner Hunt. Here's another delivery. That's fouled to the right side. Goes over my head, over the Perry Commodores dugout. So the count will be full, 3-2. That'll be ball 4. So taking the base will be Tanner Hunt. That is the first time tonight that Perry has had their leadoff man reach safely. So at the plate now is Jesse Stevens. Stevens playing third base tonight for the Commodores. Travis Mag working from the stretch, fires another ball high. 2-0 now the count. There's a swing and a miss. 2-1 now the count on Stevens. Looks like we had some other substitutions as well, in addition to just the pitching change. There's ball 3, 3-1 now the count. Ottoville made several other defensive changes in the lineup. Looks like Turnwald has come out from second base. Greg Rue has come out from playing first, as that one will be high and inside. That'll be ball 4. So back-to-back walks to start the top of the 5th. So Coach Castronova will come to the mound to have a quick chat with Mag, see if he can work out whatever the issue may be. Don't forget, we'll be back with another broadcast tomorrow night with Crestview hosting Lima Bath in girls softball, followed by Lincoln View at Allen East on Thursday and Clyde at Fort Jennings in baseball on Friday. Of course, we'll be broadcasting all next week as well. And as I have mentioned probably a couple times tonight, we will be trying to broadcast as many games as we can throughout the rest of the baseball and softball seasons, including as many tournament games as we can. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that we cover in our entire broadcast coverage area, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to pick, but we will be getting that schedule released as quick as we can as well. There's a called strike on Bray Bittner, so whatever Coach Castronova had to say to Mag, it was the right thing, as he fires a strike right down the middle. There's a ground ball past the second baseman. Right fielder comes up with the ball, and the runner will be held at third. So the bases will be loaded with nobody out, as Bittner gets the second hit of the ball game for Perry. So coming to the plate will be Trevor Wallace. Currently in the lineup as the pitcher for the Commodores, has a chance to do some damage. He fouls that one away. Looked like it was a little bit high, and he gave it a whack and fouled it off. So count will be 0-1 on Wallace. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2 now the count. Here, Mag delivers the 0-2 pitch. That one's fouled back out of play, so it'll remain 0-2. Another foul ball back out of play. Count stays 0-2. Travis Mag on the mound in relief for Ottoville as he fires and delivers a ball high. Mag has 11 innings of work on this season. There's a swing and a miss. That's a strikeout for Mag. That's out number 1 for Perry as Tyler Cornwell now comes to the plate. Tyler struck out in his first appearance in the second and took a walk in the fourth. As I was saying, Travis Mag has 11 innings of work going into tonight's game. ERA a bit high at 7 even. Opponents are hitting .277 off of him. He does have no wins, 1 loss on the season. Obviously, he would not be the pitcher of record in this game unless things were to go terribly wrong for Ottoville at this point. And he does not have a save on the year as well, and obviously not a save opportunity as well. There's a strike. 1-2 now the count. So here's the 1-2 delivery from Mag. That'll be inside. 2-2 now the count. We are in the top of the 5th. Perry does need to get some runners across to extend this game. They do trail by 13. They need 4 runs to keep the game alive. And there's a strikeout looking for Cornwell. So now coming to the plate will be Drew Smith, the left fielder. Smith drew a walk in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning, did strike out his last appearance. We are in the top of the 5th. 14-1 is the score in favor of Ottoville. Travis Mag is on the mound. Bases are loaded, 2 away. Perry, as I was saying just a minute ago, does need to get 4 runners across to keep this game alive. Otherwise, the game will end with the run rule. And Travis Mag, after giving up back-to-back walks to start the inning and then giving up the single to Bray Bittner, has struck out the number 4 and number 5 hitters. And it was after the 2 walks and single, with the bases loaded and nobody out, that Coach Castronova came to the mound and had a chat with Mag. So credit Castronova with calming down his pitcher and giving him the guidance and the advice he needed to make his adjustments. As Mag, as I have mentioned, has now recorded back-to-back strikeouts. Count has now run to 3-1, though, here with this batter, Drew Smith. Here's the delivery, and that's going to be high. Ball 4. That'll push a run across the board. That'll make it 14-2. So scoring the 2nd run of the ball game for Perry will be Tanner Hunt. There's a ball put into play. Looks like the second baseman's there. He is. He makes the catch. And that'll do it here for the 5th inning. And with the run rule, that will end the ball game. The Ottoville Big Green claimed the victory with the 14-2 win over the visiting Perry Commodores. We will take a real short 1-minute break and come back and wrap it up here at Ottoville High School. Stick around.
S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. With 30-ton and 80-ton cranes available, we can lift anything you need a crane for, especially modular homes. At S&J Crane Services, our cranes come insured with licensed operators and oilers, making S&J Crane Services your first stop for all your heavy lifting needs. S&J Crane Services in Venedocia. Call 419-692-9394 for a quote today. That's 419-692-9394.
And welcome back here to Ottoville, where Ottoville Big Green have defeated the Perry Commodores 14-2 here in boys baseball action. Jordan Schimler picks up the win for Ottoville. He improves to 4-2 on the season. Losing pitcher for Perry is Andrew Gibson. Running through some of the numbers real quick to recap the game. Ottoville jumped out early and often with 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth to build the 14-1 lead. Perry did push a run across in the 4th inning and another one here in this last at-bat to make the final score 14-2. On the ball game, the Ottoville Big Green, the home team, did score 14 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors committed by Lima Perry. And the Perry Commodores did score their 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors by the Ottoville Big Green. So Ottoville moves to 5-10 on the season, whereas Perry drops to 5-10 on the year. I want to thank a bunch of our sponsors here for our broadcast for this evening. Amy Holgrave Photography, Astro Lanes in Wapakoneta, Elegant Home Supply Incorporated, Greg Brown Insurance Agency, Premier Event Concepts, Ricker Lawn Service, S&J Crane Services, Swick Construction, the Fort Jennings State Bank, the Fort Jennings Telephone Company, and TripSportsTravel.com. Would also like to thank the Ottoville High School administration for all their hospitality, having us out here tonight for tonight's broadcast. Mark Odenweller, appreciate all the efforts he did in providing us some stats and rosters and all that other information. Really do appreciate that. So that's your final score, 14-2 in favor of the Ottoville Big Green. We'll be back tomorrow night with girls softball with Lima Bath at Crestview. For all our staff here at Game Face Ohio, we'd like to thank you for watching us and hope to see you back soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.